now to turn our attentions to Fisherman's Blues. Every Sunday morning between 6 and 7, an hour of fish-based gold.
We never miss it, do we?
We listen to the show every week because it often does turn up some quite interesting clips.
Especially my cruel clips, which aren't in here.
No, they're only going to the... You'll need to download
cruel.
the H&J podcast for Andy's cruel Fisherman's Blues clips. But we can bring you these ones, and we start with Nigel Botherway, the genial host of the show, discussing one of his friends.
If you're carp fishing in Canada, the fish do show. But, of course, the tackle shops are fantastic there and always very helpful. And you'll meet, my good mate Martin out there. I just met him on the bank and we became good mates and went on lots of different fishing adventures.
I won't necessarily meet your mate Martin. Canada's a massive country. I think the odds are against it.
They are.
20,000 to 1, aren't they? Or probably more than that.
You'd be lucky if you actually saw a person.
That's true. Yeah, great big swathes of it.
Now, you usually get these. We love Nigel's intros to Fisherman's Blues. They're always very moving, aren't they?
Fish, I love you and respect you very much, but I will kill you before this day ends. And that's this morning's Fisherman's Blues.
Whatever happened to catch and release?
Cheers, Nigel.
No idea.
Anyway, here it's clear that Nigel didn't notice the red light in the studio and realised that he was back on air.
On DAB Digital Radio and 1089 and 1053 AM. talkSPORT.
Play rugby, you can still punch people in the face. Now, talking of fishing shows, events and big names, I popped into Shelton's of Peterborough last week.
Did you really? He didn't know he was on, did he?
Yeah, did you punch them in the face?
Yeah, just to punch a few people in the face. Here he is discussing the wildlife around the River Ebro in Spain, but actually sounding like he's running through the lineup of the Pyramid stage at Glastonbury.
Vultures, ravens, a hobby, marsh harriers, sedge warblers, hoopie, bee-eater, otter evidence.
I like otter evidence.
They're very good.
I think they might be on the main stage next year. They're really up and coming. They're fantastic.
It's another clip now of Nigel kicking off the show, this time with a question.
Here's one for you to ponder on this morning. Lots of people consider fishing a waste of time. But have you ever stopped to think that, if you enjoy wasting time, is that time really wasted? And that's this morning's Fisherman's Blues.
Just doing me head in now. To be honest, that was a bit of a waste of time, that intro, Nige. Yeah. This is Nigel's special tribute to the two Ronnies.
And he said to me, do you want the Duplon or the cork handles? And I said, cork.
Cork handles?
Yeah, it is.
Handles for corks. You got any O's?
Throughout the year, Nigel enjoys building up to all the big fishing events, and it sounds like this one could top the lot.
Yeah.
Have you got other entertainment besides fishing? I know you usually have.
In what way?
Well, there's been face painting and all sorts of things like that at some of the ones I've been to.
Yeah, we've got an ice cream van.
Well, I wasn't going to go, but I'm going now. I'm going to get myself a 99. Yeah, they did all sorts of entertainment. Fishing and an ice cream van.
It's marvellous, wasn't it?
This is Nigel discussing one of the great joys of fishing.
Fishing hut, if you've ever been lucky enough to go in one, they're just a very, very special place. The one I go in down on the Broadlands fishery on the River Test in the winter, it's funny, yeah, you have your breakfast in there, you go in there and you have your lunch. At the end of the day's fishing, you go in there and swap all the war stories. And it's like a pub, no one wants to go home and you just drink tea and tea.
Much of a pub.
Also, do you drink TNT? Isn't that high explosive? Yeah. It's not a pub I'd want to go. It's like a temperance pub.
Right.
Yes, it's you, Andy.
Oh, there are plenty of callers to Fisherman's Blues. And here's Nigel chatting to a young lady who's just got married. But this seems a bit of a strange question to a newlywed.
And what did you catch on your honeymoon?
You don't ask a young lady that.
You don't really.
Hopefully nothing. Hopefully nothing, because there could be some very embarrassing questions when they get home. Now, here's Nigel with the fishing author, Dave Levy, who came onto the show to promote his new book.
The book's out in October. Just tell us a little bit more about it.
Well, the book's out in October.
Yeah, thanks for that, Dave. And the conversation continued.
And your son Max, you tell me he's off to uni and might resume boxing. That's good to hear.
Yeah, it's off to university.
Yeah.
And might resume boxing.
Yeah, could resume boxing. But we did ultimately get the theme of Dave's book.
I'll have to try and do this winter, because you like your pike fishing as well, don't you?
Yeah, I love pike fishing.
Yeah.
Great.
So basically, he just says what you've just said.
Must be-
Imagine what the audio version of the book's like.
It's good. I got it for Christmas.
I'm
It's
sure
nice.
I got it for Christmas. Yeah, I got it for Christmas. So next, Andy.
Here's Nigel with a shock revelation at the start of a show back in October.
Good morning, I'm Nigel, by the way. You're listening to talkSPORT, and this is Fisherman's Blues. I spent last week at the Priory.
Blimey, Nigel.
Really? Honestly.
Don't worry, it was a fishery.
Yeah, it was the clips of the week. It's driven him insane.
Yeah, yes, it was a fishery he'd gone down
Yeah,
to.
of
Don't
course it
worry.
was, yeah.
And finally, time for a caller now discussing the joys of taking young children fishing and coining an incredibly odd turn of phrase.
I've taken the kids out, and it gives me a great thrill when you see one of them catch a nice big ray and they pull it up, or a nice big cod. I mean, you could knock the smile off their face with a shovel.
Well, I wouldn't try. You'd have social services in, won't you?
Ideal, wouldn't it?
Knock the smile off their face with a shovel.
Yes.
So there we are. They were the best clips from Fisherman's Blues over the past 12 months. And